Yes, our topic for today is effective interview question. What is by which you obtain information from each candidate to enable you to reach a decision. You need to plan question in advance, both in terms of what to ask and what not to ask. So, it's all about asking the right question in the right way and gathering relevant and reliable information about them. Finding out if the candidate has the skills for the role, whether they are motivated to succeed, and if they are good fit for the company, and using particular questioning techniques during the interview. By the using the right questioning techniques and communication skills, you draw out the suitable candidate. So we have the types of question: open question, probing question, reflective question, hypothetical question, encouraging question, and closed question. Open questions are often more useful in an interview situation. This encourages a candidate to talk as they cannot be answered. Open question normally start with what, when, where, how, who, or why. However, do take care when using why, as it can provoke a defensive reply. For example, how does your ideal work like? What makes you want to work here? So this question make the candidate discuss and elaborate on the subject in question. Through this longer answer, you'll be able to indirectly get to know key facts about the candidate, like what motivates them, what they value, and how they function in the past. The probing question. These allow candidates to develop their initial answer. You use them to follow up the answer to one question with another open question. They are particularly useful to find out what lies behind the answer. For example, you've asked a question, but you want to know more. By probing questions, get the candidate to think deeper about what they've answered and provide you with more clarification and details. For example, after a candidate has provided an answer, you might ask, when done something like this before? Why do you think that is? What exactly do you mean by that? This question makes the candidates express what they may not have preferred to say in the interview. Reflective question. Here you rephrase an answer as another question and send it back to the interview. You can use it to check understanding or to encourage expansion of a previous answer.
Hypothetical question. These are the what if questions. They to handle particular situations related to the job. Most hypothetical job interview questions begin by asking, what would you do if, followed by some kind of situation. For example, what would you do if you had to make a big decision? Or what would you do if you had a conflict with a colleague? Or what would you do if this situation happened while you were working? Encouraging questions. You can use this to express interest in a particular area of a candidate's experience to draw out further information. They perform a similar function to probing questions but are particularly useful with timid candidates. We can always help our interviewees during the interview by asking them encouraging questions to at least Lessen the pressure, like asking them about their dreams or what type of work environment makes them happy. Closed questions. These tend to lead to a short yes, no, or don't know answer. We tend to use closed questions as part if it has gone off track into closed interview. Closed question, as what was mentioned, it is a yes or no question or something that should give either direct or straightforward answer.
Question to avoid and why. There is a range of questions that you must avoid at interview. This is because they represent poor interviewing techniques or because they can result in discrimination. What to avoid? Leading question. These are questions that are phrased in such a way that the person is forced to provide the answer you want to hear. So it seems to me that it seems to me that this is an example of performing over and above the requirements of role. Would you agree? By asking this question, you are automatically leading the candidate into your way of thinking, not allowing them their own space to think. Because you're pushing the candidate to answer the question in a particular way. The most reliable questioning techniques, but it does help the candidate answer the question precisely. Critical question. Question that brings skills, judgment into question will be can determine of each compromising candidate. You do not have to be personal.
Multiple questions. This arises when several questions are put together, leading to confusion and a poor response. Multiple questions are like chain of questions from the interviewer. They start to ask one question to another that leads to confusion that can startle the interviewee. Discriminatory questions. These questions have overtones of discrimination, bias, or stereotyping. These are not only unfair but can lead to very public consequences should a candidate decide to take things further. There are several topics that should be asked during interviews, but we will never know if it will loosen up the other person's confidence or they might take it offensively. Topics such as race or origin, pregnancy status, disability, gender identity, sexual orientation, citizenship, or even religion.
Remember, asking a full question during a job interview can put you ahead of other applicants and as one a good match for you. In any case, it, it's important to prepare questions prior to an interview so that you can demonstrate your knowledge of the company and the job you're seeking.
Okay na, April.